Stories line is starting to see some questions about the new COVID vaccine, which typically comes out in early to mid-September.
A new approach to COVID by the current U.S. Health Secretary, RFK Jr., only adding to the confusion around it. Let's try to sort it all out with Upstate Global Health Director Dr. Stephen Thomas. Dr. T, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to see you both.
All right, let's start here. How are we doing in terms of COVID cases in central New York, Dr. T?
Yeah, so nationally, actually, the COVID-19 test positivity, so this is people who come in, they have symptoms, they get tested, and it tests positive for COVID. Those numbers are increasing locally. So upstate, we see a lot of people who need to get this test, and the testing numbers are increasing. The good news is we are not really seeing increases in hospitalizations for COVID, so that's good. So more people getting infected, but not more people ending up in the hospital. The wastewater has also, the testing that we do in the wastewater has also shown some increased activity, but it's at a moderate level. It's not at a high level. A high level is when we start getting really concerned. So some kind of mixed messages right now, but there's certainly reason to keep our eye on it.
Does it say anything about the variant, how it's changed from where it was this time last year at all, or what is the variant now we're looking at?
Right. So, you know, the timeline for variant changes, especially with this virus, is pretty fast and pretty quick. I look sort of at the last quarter, the last 3 to 6 months, and we've had some stability, if you will, over the last 6 months or so. And stability in this case is meaning, you know, does it come from a common parent? And so that's what we've seen with 2 of the predominant variants that are circulating in the country and circulating here locally. They've been stable. Unfortunately, they match up with what the plans are for new vaccine formulations.
And what do we know about the new COVID vaccine, Dr. Thomas? What's being developed? When will it be released? Who's eligible?
Right. So, you know, a couple of months ago, the global community, World Health Organization, regulatory agencies around the world, as well as here in the United States, they gave vaccine manufacturers direction on what they wanted them to include in the vaccine. And that direction was to include, it's a JN1 variant. That was kind of the basic instruction that they gave them. And so that's what they have been doing. They had the vaccines, they had tested the vaccines, and in animals, the data was good, and so that is the plan, is that they're going to release these new vaccine formulations at some point in the fall. But as you mentioned, there are other factors in play here, and so it's tough to know exactly when that is going to happen.
So wait and see on that, I guess?
Yes.
Okay. The health secretary has canceled, RFK Jr., he's just canceled $500 million in research grants on mRNA vaccines, which was key to those COVID vaccines, or the ones we've had for the last 5 years. What does this mean? Canceling $500 million in grants. What's that going to mean for vaccine development as we go forward, COVID and otherwise?
Right. So, you know, mRNA vaccine technology, despite what some people think, it's been around for decades. And it's a platform technology, which means that it can be used for multiple different approaches to lots of different disease states. And these would include not just infectious diseases, but also cancer vaccines or vaccines against autoimmune diseases. So there's lots of potential opportunities for the technology. You know, the canceling of $500 million grants for reasons that really aren't clear to me, what I can see in the news. He just doesn't seem to think they're effective, but he doesn't share any of the information that would lead him to that conclusion. You know, it's going to hurt the early development of new technologies. You know, the technologies and the development that's occurring by these large pharmaceutical companies, the ones that are delivering the vaccines each season, that's not really going to be impacted by these grants, but it's all the new applications, it's all the new discoveries, it's again the cancer vaccines and the other infectious diseases. That's going to be hurt significantly, and so people are going to have fewer options because of this, because of this decision and because of this action.
One more question for you. How quickly can the scientific community turn the ship to other types of vaccines that don't use mRNA?
Yeah, I mean, so mRNA is one of many different types of vaccine platforms. And, you know, but one of the good things about the technology, it has a lot of advantages over some of the existing technologies. One of them is the ability to quickly pivot, which is what we like to do and what we want to be able to do as new threats pop up. We want to be able to respond quickly. You know, some of these other vaccine technologies, you're not able to do that. And all vaccines, all medications, all drugs, they all have potential risks associated with them. And so whether to take them or whether to take a vaccine, it's always a risk-benefit decision that you have to make for yourself or for your family with your medical provider. So, you know, it's really disappointing that this is the approach that's being taken.
Dr. Thomas, you know we always appreciate your time and your insight. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you very much.